Good morning. I just got up and I am prepping to make a baked cauliflower today. And what I did to start with is I had a small head of cauliflower. You can do this with a large head um, because it's just me. Small head's great. I parboiled the cauliflower for about 10 minutes and I used 2 cups of wine, about a quarter cup of Georgia Olive Farms olive oil. Always use good olive oil. And a tablespoon of Italian seasoning. Gonna use that again. And a tablespoon of garlic and herb. And a little bit of lemon juice for the acidity to work with the wine. And like I said, cooked it for about 10 minutes and then let it sit in the water, turned it off, let it sit in the water for maybe about 5 more minutes. Just, you need to make sure that the cauliflower is tender to your fork. And what I had done to prep the cauliflower is take all of the greenery and cut the bottom, and I hollowed out a hole in the bottom, and I put herbs and oils and salt, and be sure to salt. I also used a little bit of chicken bouillon, a couple chicken bouillons, but you want your water to be salty like seawater. That's going to salt your dish. And this cauliflower will take on the flavors of what's in the water. So it's going to taste really scrumptious. Okay, once you get it ready, you remove your cauliflower from the water, and I remove it flour side down and let it drain. Let it drain for an hour or so, and then we're going to prep it to go in the oven. Okay, listen, I know lots of people don't like cauliflower, but when they see this, I promise you they will go after it and you will change their mind. Now, I love the spider spatula for removing it. It doesn't harm the cauliflower. It's the same thing on broccoli and other things. We're going to make, this has rested, actually, I let it cool and put it in the refrigerator for about 45 minutes. So it's kind of cool to the touch. And we're going to make a paste to go on it. And I'm going to start out with a tablespoon of mayonnaise. I'm going to take a couple of roasted garlic cloves. Let's do 3. I like garlic. Don't you? Garlic makes everything good. Do you dream of food? I saw something like this and I said, oh, I have to make it. I'm just crushing the garlic. It's really soft at this point because it was roasted. Roasting your garlic in olive oil and a little sea salt makes it soft and changes the flavor. It gives it a rich flavor. Let's put a tablespoon or 2 of olive oil, and be sure you use a good quality olive oil. I always use Georgia Olive Farms, of course y'all know that, and makes it really amazing. We're going to use a 1/2 teaspoon of our Italian seasoning. Pampered Chef has wonderful seasonings. And use 1/2 teaspoon of Italian, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic and herb. And at this point, Pampered Chef doesn't have a smoky paprika, and I want paprika in here. So I'm going to take a 1/2 teaspoon of smoky paprika going to give it a pretty golden color, and it's also going to give it that smoky flavor. Little fresh ground pepper, and you are not going to need salt. You already have enough salt in this, so we're just going to make it into a paste. And we're going to take our basting brush and we're just going to baste it. Now, if you notice, I'm using a roasting pan because I don't want it to sit in the juices. I want to create a crispy crust on the outside of it. Like I said, this is cauliflower like you've never had it before. Excuse me for still being in my PJs. I got out of bed thinking about this and grabbed a good cup of coffee and started prepping. So this is going to be for lunch this afternoon. So we're just dabbing the sauce on because we want the outside to have a nice crust, and then the inside, turn it carefully because you don't want to disturb it. And we're going to put our sauce on the outside as well. We've got the oven preheating to 400 degrees, and it's going to take about 10 or 15 minutes. We'll take it out, and then we're going to put cheese on the top. But this is going to make this outside so yummy and flavorful. While it's cooking, I'm going to go get dressed for the day. Now, do you like cauliflower? Even if you don't like cauliflower, this makes a beautiful dish and will probably change your mind about cauliflower. Let's turn it. Be gentle with it. You don't want it falling apart. But you do want it nice and tender because you're not really baking the inside of it in the oven. You're just browning and crisping up the outside. Okay, I think we have it ready and it is fixing to go in the oven. I'm going to go put my clothes on for the day and be right back. Okay, so it's out of the oven, but we're not finished with it yet. Look how pretty it's looking. Now we're going to take some grated cheese. Be sure and use fresh grated cheese. You don't want the cellulose or starch on it. Will not let it crisp up like you want it. So we're going to just put us a little cheese around it. We want the cheese to crisp up, so we're going to put it back in the oven for another 10 minutes. Put it around on the top. Press it in a little bit. You don't want it just melting and coming straight off of it. The cheese will adhere to it because it's warm right now. Actually, it's kind of hot. Don't burn your hands. Again, a roasting pan is better than anything else because you don't want it sitting in the juices. You want the juices draining off of it. We just want this cheese to make a crust on the outside. Makes it so pretty. Wow. Okay. How about let's put a little Italian seasoning on the outside of it. There again, we want to press the cheese on. We don't want it coming off. We want it forming a crust. So it's going back in the oven, and I'll be right back. So the baked cauliflower is almost ready. And we're just going to finally chop fresh chives to put on the top to garnish it. We want it to look really pretty. You know me. You're used to watching me. You know I like things looking pretty. So, got a few fresh chives for the top, and we'll be back to show you a finished baked cauliflower. Out of the oven, and it looks beautiful. It's crusty on the outside. I did have to turn the oven up to 450. My oven's cooking a little slow. So we're going to take the chives, we're going to garnish the top, we're going to garnish the plate. So here we are, our baked cauliflower. Okay, the ultimate test is the taste. Oh my, that's so good. Doesn't taste like cauliflower. The outside's so savory. The inside is soft and flavorful. Anybody, even someone who doesn't like cauliflower, will like this. Now, as I always tell you, give someone your beautiful smile today. Makes you feel good inside, and you just could make someone's day. Come back to see me soon. Bye.